2 new buses will be replacing some of the aging vehicles in the Go Durham fleet. The two 40-foot low-floor heavy-duty clean diesel buses will cost a total of $971,000. The purchases are part of a 5-year contract to buy up to 27 new buses. 17 of those have already been purchased. A transportation study of the NC 98 corridor is now available for public review. The study focuses on the area from Highway 70 in Durham to Highway 401 in Franklin County. It makes short and long-term recommendations for improvements that will be incorporated into regional transportation plans. The portion of the corridor that was studied in Durham is mostly a 4-lane undivided road with many driveways, limited sidewalks, no bicycle facilities, and many bus stops. Some of the short-term improvements being recommended are a new traffic signal at NC 98 and Adams Street, and adding right turn lanes at all approaches to the intersection of NC 98 and Mineral Springs Road. Long-term recommendations include adding a median, bike facilities, and sidewalks to NC 98 from Highway 70 to Sharon Road, and widening the corridor between Sharon Road to Old Falls of the Neuse Road to 4 lanes with a shared use path between Sharon and Kemp Roads. A public hearing on the study will be held on September 12th. More information on the study can be found at nc98corridor.com. The city is continuing its work to expand housing choices to offer more options for more people. The Durham City County Planning Department presented its initial recommendations to the City Council during its August 23rd work session on some ways that could possibly be done. Those recommendations are based on public input, feedback from developers, and best practices from across the country. They include modifying United Development Ordinance regulations to allow for more accessory dwelling units or mother-in-law suites, allowing duplexes as a housing type in more locations, creating a new lot dimensional standard to accommodate small houses, and creating new standards to allow for clusters of small homes to be built around a common green space. A long-term goal for the project is to address the housing shortage that is driving escalating costs in Durham as a whole, and particularly in urban tier neighborhoods. The development of any final recommendations is expected to be completed by the spring. A new grant will help fund the city's work to increase economic opportunities for justice-involved residents. The innovation team received a local and regional government alliance on race and equity implementation and innovation fund grant for $20,000. The grants are intended to be used for local governments to seed projects that are focused on eliminating structural racism. Durham will use the funds to hire people who have been involved with the justice system themselves. These individuals will help advance the city's work to scale up its capacity to restore more suspended driver's licenses and expunge more criminal records. These 2 issues have been identified as being significant obstacles facing people who are trying to become productive members of society. The grant funds will support the Durham Expunction and Restoration Initiative. That initiative is a pilot program that will work to increase Durham's capacity to provide pro bono legal services to low-income residents in need of license restoration or expungement. Several programs geared toward evaluating Durham's sewer system are underway, but outside help is needed because the work is too extensive for the city to complete itself. For that reason, nearly $1.4 million will be paid for sewer system evaluation survey services. This professional engineering consultant will coordinate and evaluate field data gathered from the city contracted programs. The programs include smoke and dye testing, closed circuit television, sewer lining, sewer point repairs, and manhole inspections. The coordinator will work with city staff to evaluate alternatives for repair, rehabilitation, and/or further data gathering. The total cost of the project is expected to be $20 million.